Mild temperatures, a gentle southerly breeze, but is that rain still a part of our forecast? We'll take a look.
Wedding bells are ringing in Iowa. A Missouri senator ties the knot this weekend, but her own state won't recognize the wedding.
A deadly high-speed chase leads to one man's death. I'll have more in a live report coming up. KOMU 8 News at 6 starts now.
From Studio 8A, coverage you can count on in high definition. This is KOMU 8 News at 6.
One man is dead after a high-speed chase across two mid-Missouri counties. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reed.
And I'm Angie Bailey. Thanks for joining us. Thomas Deacon of Kellstown led the police on a chase from Osage County to Westphalia in Cole County, where officers bumped him off of his motorcycle. KOMU 8's Conroy Deloche joins us live from the Cole County Courthouse, which is one of the counties involved in the investigation. Now, Conroy, this all started with a phone call?
Jim and Angie, police say Deacon called in about 11 earlier this morning to Osage County Courthouse with a threat. Officers confronted Deacon around 11:30 at Highway 63 near Westphalia and followed him all the way from there on Highway 50 heading west toward Jefferson City. The chase went on for about 8 miles down this road and reached speeds of up to 90 miles per hour. At around 11:45 at the intersection at Route M and Highway 50, an officer hit Deacon from behind, knocking him off his motorcycle. The suspect then shot himself and was flown to University Hospital in Columbia, where he was pronounced dead a couple hours later.
The investigation is very early in its stages. We have an investigation going on in 2 locations, the initial shooting in Osage County on US 63, and then the site of the motor vehicle crash on US 50 in Cole County.
It's not known at this point whether the gunshot wound or the injuries from the crash led to Deacon's death, but no officers were harmed during the chase, although one windshield was taken out by a gunshot from Deacon. Coming up on KOMU 8 News at 10, we'll have more on the incident. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Conroy Deloche, KOMU 8 News.
All right, thanks a lot, Conroy.
Let's send it over to Dave for a check of the weather.
Turned out, Jim and Angie, not to be a very bad day at all. Maybe a little breezy, but temperatures were certainly accommodating. Here's a look at live Doppler 8 first alert radar tonight. Scanning not much at all. There's a little bit of light shower activity just to the southwest of the Lake of the Ozarks. For the balance of the evening hours, temperatures will be falling back through the comfortable 60s. Very slight, a very slight chance for a shower, maybe toward midnight tonight. We'll have more in a few minutes here on KOMU 8 News at 6.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Social networking sites like MySpace, Facebook, even Twitter now are no longer just for teenage chat.
And now some older, more official Missourians log on, click, and tweet. KOMU 8's Christy Millward tells us how the internet has moved to the halls of power. Christy?
Lawmakers spend a lot of taxpayer money sending out printed newsletters and weekly columns. But now, a few Missouri legislators are using YouTube, Twitter, Facebook at no cost, but maybe great effect.
I certainly think this is the new wave of communication.
Representative Stephen Tilley posts videos to YouTube.
People can deliver a message directly to the people without being filtered through any different type of media outlet. And I think it's really a unique thing, and I'm glad to start doing it, and hopefully other members of the legislature follow suit.
And I just talk to the camera and tell my constituents what we're doing down here and why I'm doing it.
Social networking sites used to just be for informal friends, but now they're used in a professional setting too. Everyone from Missouri politicians to the U.S. Army can relay their message to a large audience.
Organizations like the United States Army have accounts on Twitter, Facebook, and MySpace to recruit potential members.
You know, it's a little bit politics, a little bit policy, and a little bit personal. So I think people can relate to it.
The new technology may have replaced the old way of communicating with constituents, but the information is just as important. Other House members and legislators use the sites as well. To see if your politician takes part in these social networking sites, visit our website at KOMU.com.
Christy, thank you very much. The free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, is familiar to students applying for college. More students than ever before are filling out applications. Others are relying on private loans. KOMU 8's Samantha Running has tonight's 8 on Your Money report.
students learn about the FAFSA in high school, and representatives at both the college and high school level have seen an increase in students filling out the application.
The senior counselors will go into the classrooms 2 or 3 times in the fall, and then we also go in the spring to talk about our community scholarship packet, as well as finalizing FAFSA and kind of how to sort through all the numbers and understand what all that means when they've gotten the information back from the schools.
But 14% of students used private loans last year, more than double the previous year. Here's a breakdown of direct loans versus the FAFSA. Direct loans have high interest rates and inflexible payment plans, while the FAFSA can lead to federal loans, grants, and institutional aid.
Free money is always better than borrowed money. That's my main summary for that. So by filling out the FAFSA, they can find out if they might be eligible for some free money.
Free money is good, but there may not be enough of it.
There's only so much money to go around. And so when you see that increase in the money, obviously what's given to students decreases.
Some students receive money from the FAFSA, but they also look at private loans.
I'm just hoping to decrease my debt as much as I can. So like I'm down with work studies or whatever I need to do like during school, you know, having a part-time job so that I can decrease that debt before the interest builds up, because I know it's really high.
I'm gonna have to get a job, but I mean, it's nice knowing that I don't have to pay now.
Counselors and a school's website can assist in financial aid questions. Samantha Running, KOMU 8 News, Columbia.
And if you would like more information on financial aid for secondary education, visit our website, komu.com.
A proposed constitutional amendment requiring secret ballot elections for political office cleared the House yesterday. The amendment also requires secret elections for ballot measures and union representation. The proposed amendment passed 82 to 76, which is the minimum needed to clear through the House, and it now goes on to the Senate. Democrat Jolie Justice represents Jackson County in the Missouri Senate. But one of the things she wants most, she can't find in her home state.
KOMU 8's Emily Rao reports on the senator's journey across the state line that broke down boundaries. Emily?
The ring on her finger is the sign of lifelong commitment, but that commitment is technically outlawed in Missouri. That's why Senator Jolie Justice and her partner, a woman she's known since grade school, got on a bus and headed for Iowa last weekend. They joined 16 other couples on a mission to get married.
It was a bittersweet moment when we crossed back across the border from Iowa to Missouri, because although we knew that our marriage was legally recognized in Iowa, it is not legally recognized in Missouri. And so that was a little frustrating. But at the same time, it didn't diminish at all the commitment that we've made to each other.
Justice and her partner were planning for a commitment ceremony this fall, but when the Iowa Supreme Court ruled against a ban on same-sex marriage in April, they decided they had to go for it. In 2004, 71% of Missouri voters approved a constitutional amendment declaring marriage as a union between a man and a woman. Senator Justice told me that even though Missouri isn't ready for gay marriage now, she's confident that one day her own union will be legally recognized in our state. Angie?
Okay, thanks, Emily. Well, landlords have the okay to get rid of property left over by evicted tenants almost. Missouri lawmakers approved a bill barring evicted tenants from suing landlords for throwing away the property they leave behind. Tenants could still sue the landlords if the actions were willful or malicious. The measure now goes to the governor. Also on the way to the governor's desk, legislation phasing out the cap on interest rates Missouri banks pay on state deposits. The Missouri House gave the bill final approval yesterday. Supporters say it should make it more profitable for the state to deposit funds in Missouri rather than out of state. The bill would phase out the interest rate cap by 2014.
Missouri Attorney General Chris Koster is warning about swine flu scammers. Koster says internet sites are inflating prices on items like face masks and antiseptic washes, trying to sell them for hundreds of dollars and calling them pandemic flu kits. He also warns about callers saying businesses must buy test kits. If you think you've encountered a scam, you should call his Consumer Protection Hotline.
The state has the money.
Now the state has to decide what to do with the money, and there are some ideas for the federal stimulus money. That's a little later.
And some of the best weather of the year, of course, is during the month of May. We'll see how my forecast bears that out in a minute on KOMU 8 News at 6.